OK, let's go back to one of our top stories on Julian Assange. He's now speaking to journalists via Skype from the Ecuadorian embassy in London. Let's have a listen.
To be beneath the stature that a foreign minister should express in this situation. This is a serious finding. It adds to an already very important body of international law. And while I understand the momentary political imperatives for representatives of Sweden and the UK to look like they were correct in their earlier unlawful decisions, the fact is that they are not. There has been a final decision. There is no ability to appeal the decision of the United Nations. The lawfulness of my detention, or otherwise, is now a matter of settled law. And Sweden had their opportunity to appeal. The last 2 weeks, they have had that opportunity. They did not lodge an appeal. They cannot now seek to object to the findings of a process which they themselves were involved in for 16 months, a jurisdiction which they submitted to, recognized, and in part founded together with their early involvement in the United Nations. You can't decide that you are going to recognize a forum, take place in proceedings, respond to the other party, and then at the end.
OK, let's get some reaction from TRT World's Hannah Hoexter, who's outside the Frontline Club in London, where Assange is speaking to journalists via Skype. We got a flavour there from Julian Assange, essentially fighting talk. But there's not much he can do, really, is there? Because this UN ruling isn't even legal.
Yes, it's not legally binding, although Julian Assange was quite quick to say, actually, in his eyes, it was. So, yes, it is fighting talk, to use your words. But, yes, Julian Assange at the moment is doing an interview by Skype from his new home, it seems, at the Ecuadorian embassy in London. Now, he had said that if this panel ruling would find against him, then he would come out and turn himself in. It's found in his favour. There was a 4-1 decision made by this 5-panel committee. This 5-panel committee, normally 5, but one of the persons on the panel was Australian, so decided not to take part. 4-1 have found in his favour. So he is staying on in the embassy for the time being, because we've also heard back from Foreign Minister Philip Hammond, who said that actually Julian Assange is not arbitrarily detained. He can leave. He is willingly avoiding justice by staying within political asylum there. So, meanwhile, Julian Assange has hit back at what Philip Hammond has said. Well, his comments are completely ridiculous. So there's still a war of words now between Julian Assange speaking from his Ecuadorian embassy home to the British minister, Philip Hammond, basically saying, I don't care what you say, the UN panel, I'm sure, is right. Now, he was speaking by Skype at a press conference for legal representatives and advisors to this Julian Assange case. Now, we've also heard from various lawyers who've spoken out and said, look, to be honest, what Julian Assange has been going through for the last 5 years is through his indefinite detention is a bit like mental torture.
OK, Hannah Hoexter, many thanks for that reaction to that press conference that Julian Assange is still giving. That was reporting live from outside the Ecuadorian embassy in London. Many thanks.